Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, hello and welcome back to the Top 10 List Show. My name is Brian. I am your one and only host tonight. I usually have a co-host, which makes the show 100 times better. Sarah is not here today, so I'm doing it all by myself. Welcome to the show. If you haven't joined us before, this is how it works. We bring on a couple of funny people. We have them put together a top 10 list of their whatever on whatever subject, and then we have them go back and forth competing to see how many of their picks they can get on a final list. I vote on one topic at a time, or one line at a time. I should be letting Sarah do this right now. I vote. The audience votes. You get to vote, so it'll be a lot of fun. Usually, Sarah is here and she is talking to you throughout the show. I'm going to be talking to you and sharing your comments and talking to the guests and trying to keep everything in line. We have two great guests today. Let's get them out here, and then I have to do less talking. Please welcome Mickey and Mike. There they are.
Hey, Brian.
How are you guys?
We are great, just collectively.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. Yeah, you had mentioned off air. You had mentioned off air. Well, this is difficult. I've been not feeling good this past week, which is why I wasn't in any shows or anything. And now I'm back and my brain just does not work. But okay, you said off air that you talked to each other and decided you were going to wear white and shirts today. So
Right, yeah, we call each other.
So that's really good.
Yeah, we call each other about our outfits. We do that regularly.
And I immediately failed and wore beige. So.
Damn it, Mike, you were so close.
Another beige fail.
It's nice to have both of you here. Why don't you tell our home audience a little bit about yourselves? I'm even going to zoom in and let you guys talk.
Hi, yeah, Mickey here. Let's see, just started taking classes a couple years ago. There's a brief hitch with the pandemic, but just have been here since a year ago and just started performing in January with my first Helix team, and it's delightful.
Thank you, Mickey.
Yeah, and I'm Mike. I am a performer and employee here at the Comedy Spot, and come check out You the Musical every fourth Friday.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, also mouth stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's my team. That's not what I'm recommending. You do right now. I mean, don't go for it. It's a Monday.
Donna says, I do it by myself every night, Brian. Well, you know what? I need two hands. Donna, it's very difficult. At least two people, maybe three. By the way, hi, Evan. And let's do this. So you've probably already seen our topic for tonight is weird movies worth watching. So both of our guests have compiled a top 10 list on this subject. We're going to start at 10. I'm going to vote at number 10. I'm going to do a lot of the voting tonight and then let the audience, you vote. So if you would like to be a judge tonight, go ahead and put it in the comments now that you would like to judge. And we're going to go number by number, 10, 9, 8, all the way down to number 1. They're going to be competing to get their pick on the list. And just remember, both of you, you get a switch, which means if you lose a round, all you have to do is say switch, and then you automatically win that round. So remember, you both have a switch. You get only one. You can switch a switch, but if you switch an at-home judge, they're going to call you names, and that's how it works. Let's see. I need two hands to do it by myself. Humble brag, yes.
Fun fact, I met Dennis in person out in the wild recently.
No way!
Yeah. When I went to go see Doctor Strange. I was going in, he was coming out. Had a nice chat. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Cool guy.
I got Missy judging tonight. Who else would like to judge? Oh, Dennis already said that he would judge, so I'll take that.
Great.
By the way, Carrie said, you should always recommend mouse stuff. Thank you. Yes, that is true. I think we'll all agree with that. Let's see. All right, let's do this. You guys ready to do this?
Yeah,
I'm
let's do
ready.
it.
Mickey, you're on my left, so you get to go first. That's how we do that.
Well, maybe we should talk about like the parameters we set for our list real quick.
Yeah.
Should we?
I mean, it would
Just to,
serve our needs.
Just to set the stage for what the topic even is and why.
Yeah.
Is it that convoluted? Should I be afraid?
No, it's just because
Oh,
we're both we both live movies, and it's like we really tried hard to make sure we were on the same page without revealing to each other what our picks were.
Okay.
But you go ahead.
And also because you're going to be judging these, Brian, and
Yes.
we need to know what we based it on.
Got it.
That's right.
Okay, Mike. Well, what are the parameters here?
Well, it was Mickey's idea. It was like weird but good movies, which
Uh-huh.
became weird movies worth watching. And basically, like some kind of element that like would maybe be a little bit unusual or like a little bit of like a barrier to entry to just sort of like casually suggest the movie to somebody, but it has merit.
Yes, like there has to be like a strange quality to it that maybe would be challenging to some moviegoers, and then just some aspect of the storytelling that's a little unusual. And they have to be good movies because there's a ton of weird movies that are terrible, which is literally the entire premise of trash movie improv. So.
Yeah, right. Would you consider like Pulp Fiction to be a weird movie worth watching?
I would not.
Okay.
I would not. It has unusual. I mean, all Quentin Tarantino's storytelling is a little off the beaten path.
Right.
It's a linear story. It makes sense. There's aspects of it that are kind of a little out there, but I mean, is that fair to say? Are you in agreement with me? You're like, oh no.
Well, to me, the only thing that really maybe wouldn't qualify Pulp Fiction for being on a list like this is it just has like massive like cultural awareness.
Okay.
Like it's a weird movie.
Right.
It's set in like you don't really know if it's set 20 years ago or 50 years ago. Like the characters kind of like act strangely and have strange conversations. I would say it's weird.
Okay.
But because it's so well known, it doesn't feel as weird.
Okay.
Like I almost put The Matrix on my list, but again, so massively known, it doesn't feel weird to watch it.
All right. Well, then let's do this.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, and one more thing. We decided that the like litmus test was Mulholland Drive. That was like the honorary number one. Neither of us were allowed to put it on our list.
Okay. I've never seen that movie.
Yes, and
It's weird.
We also had the limitation that we could not repeat directors.
Oh.
Otherwise, our list would just simply be a rundown of all Yorgos Lanthimos films.
Yes. Shout out to Josh Kincaid.
Who's that? I mean, I know who Josh Kincaid is.
He's just a goofy Greek guy that makes weird movies.
Like?
The Favorite is kind of one of his more mainstream movies, but I'm going to decline to go any further.
Gotcha. All right.
I like how you named the one you for sure knew wasn't on either of our lists.
Exactly.
All right, let's jump into this.
All right.
Mickey, now that we have that out of the way, you are first.
Perfect.
What is your number 10?
My number 10 is Eraserhead, which is David Lynch movie, and he also directed Mulholland Drive. So this is my one representation of David Lynch's work, and it was his thesis project at the American Film Institute back in 1977, and it is weird as hell. It's in black and white. It's like a fever dream. Nothing makes sense. It's got like a hideously deformed baby. It's got an insane soundtrack that David Lynch also did, and it is just a lot of weird. I almost didn't put it on my list because I think it really borders on what is considered good. But
so is this from 1977?
Yeah,
okay.
1977.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Eraserhead at number 10 for Mickey.
Yes.
Mike, what is your number 10 pick?
You know, I didn't put a David Lynch movie on my list because I thought the honorary slot took that. It's okay. My number 10 from director Paul Thomas Anderson is Magnolia.
Oh, that is a good pick.
Yeah, from 1999.
Yeah.
It's weird in the sense that it's like a fever dream.
Mm-hmm.
Like the movie is 3 hours long, and I couldn't even tell you where the scene breaks are. Like I know when you see something different, but like the movie just flows from one thing to the next.
Yeah.
And there's all these different characters experiencing all these like odd things, and something happens at the end that is completely out of left field.
Yeah.
That I have so many questions about. And the score and the soundtrack are just amazing. And it's probably the best performance of Tom Cruise's entire career.
It's pretty good.
But that's only like a tenth of the movie.
Right.
Like everybody, like Philip Seymour Hoffman and Julianne Moore, like everybody's just given like the performance of their career in this thing.
Well, you know what I like so far is based on your two picks, Jennifer was like, yeah, I don't think I'd be good at judging this. So Jennifer's already out of this. And then, let's see. Wait. I just have to find Kevin. Kevin said he made it through Eraserhead, but it was an effort. So I will have to say this. Magnolia is one of my favorite films of all time.
I didn't know that.
And it's very, very good if you haven't seen it and you want something a little bit more, it's weird. Yeah, like a little more artsy, artistic. You should go watch it. But that's going to be my number 10 pick mostly because of what Kevin said. So, Mickey, you have
Thanks a lot,
Kevin to blame for that.
I blame him. I will.
Okay. All right. So Magnolia is at the top of the list.
Because we all know that weird movies should be easy to get through.
That's right. That's right. I'm making a note of this, Kevin.
Yeah, he did earlier say that. What did he say? He said this. He said Mickey is wonderful. So even though he poo-pooed all over your pick, he does think you're a wonderful person.
Well, okay. I'm erasing half of my note.
All right. So number 10 goes to Magnolia. We're at number 9. You get to go first this time, Mike. What's your number 9 pick?
My number 9 is from director Satoshi Kon, and it's Paprika. This is a Japanese animated movie, and it's about, like, there's this technology that was created that is basically a machine that lets people go into other people's dreams. By the way, this movie came out 4 years before Inception. I'm just going to throw that out there. And so there's like the main character is like a psychiatrist who basically becomes like an investigator, like a detective, trying to like solve this like terrorist plot because these people got hold of this dream machine. And
it's not animated.
It
right?
is animated.
Oh, it is animated.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, that's actually what's so interesting about it is because it's animated, I feel like, I mean, if we're going to make a direct comparison to Inception, I love Inception, by the way, but like, because it's animated, they're able to show so many more like strange visuals and like, you know, just like bending of time and space.
Right.
I mean, I would say, and you know, this isn't a bad thing. I'm guessing that Christopher Nolan like low key got inspiration from Paprika because there are like shots that are just like spot on the same in those two movies.
Okay.
Dennis loves it.
Dennis loves it. Kendra is not feeling it yet, but that's okay. We're gonna get there.
Yes, I promise.
But you're getting great recommendations.
Right.
That's right.
All right, Mickey, you're battling you're battling Paprika at number 9.
And actually this is fun because we have another tie-in here, and I have a feeling that this pick is possibly going to result in some controversy that we'll discuss at a later time. My number 9 pick is Memento by Christopher Nolan, which I struggled with because I was like, is it weird enough? And I ultimately landed on that it was, because the story is massively nonlinear. It is told part of it is told in reverse and part of it is told forward, and it's color coded in black and white and color, and basically is about a detective who is trying to solve a murder, and he's lost all of his short-term memories, and so he has to tattoo his body and leave a lot of notes for himself. And Guy Pearce is at his sinewy best, and it's a really, really great movie.
Yeah, it is a really great film. Memento at number 9. And somebody said they had never seen Inception, by the way.
What?
And you have to see Inception. Inception is a really, really, really good movie. So check that out.
Yeah. Inspired by a really, really good anime.
That may or may not be better than Memento.
Hey, Memento's great. And you're right, Guy Pearce is very sinewy.
He's very sinewy. Yeah.
Well, I have got to go with the movie that I know. So Memento is going to win this round, and that's at number 9.
Yay, we're back to a tie.
Yeah, that's how we roll.
Order has been restored.
It just goes back and forth most of the game. So each of you has a point. That's our board so far. Is Inception the kind of required watching? Yeah, it is. It is required watching at this point. If it has DiCaprio, I can't stand him. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
You'll get through it.
And Memento's pretty good, says Dennis. All right, number 8. Mickey, we go back to you. What's your number 8 pick?
All right, my number 8 pick is The Lighthouse, which came out in 2019. It was directed by Robert Eggers and co-written by him and his brother. And it stars Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson in a totally insane plot of 2 guys kind of stuck on an island taking care of a lighthouse. And it was intentionally shot in 1:19 ratio, which is like basically a square. And it was done intentionally to make the viewing audience feel really uncomfortably claustrophobic. And it's in very like grainy black and white, and it's got a soundtrack that is hard to sit through.
Sorry.
It's just a drunken fiesta of shenanigans, and it's nuts.
So despite how weird this is still something that you would want to watch.
It's so good.
It's very good. Yeah, and the acting is bonkers.
You're fond of Me Lobster, aren't you, Brian?
Of what?
Have you seen the movie?
Maine Lobster? Is that how you're selling this? Okay, yeah.
No, that's a line from the movie.
Okay, gotcha. All right. I haven't seen this. This is good?
Oh, it's great.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I mean, it's pretty good. Yes, it's very good.
Kevin said the same thing. You're really selling this movie, Mickey.
Well, I mean, again, we're selling it because it's weird. It's like these are not normal movies. This is not going to Forrest Gump or Titanic. This is or a Marvel movie. This is like it's challenging. That was the whole point of the exercise.
Wayne said Eraserhead and Lighthouse are similar.
Yes, they're both black and white and weird as hell.
All right, Mike, what's your number 8 pick here?
My number 8 pick is also a movie that makes you feel very uncomfortable and claustrophobic, so this is interesting. My number 8 is from director Patrick Brice, and it's called Creep.
Oh.
Creep.
This is a movie, it's about, it's kind of like a found footage kind of thing, which normally I'm not really a fan of, but, it's like a handheld camera kind of thing. This guy is hired by this other guy to just do some video work, like very, kind of like not a whole lot of pomp and circumstance.
Yeah.
And things start to happen. Basically, it's like you've been in situations in your life where you're maybe talking to somebody and like there's just something kind of off about them, and you're like, well, I'll just continue this conversation because I feel too awkward to not continue the conversation, and eventually I'll leave, right? And in this movie, it's like, yeah, like trust those instincts. Mark Duplass plays the creep, and it is one of like the single most like terrifying performances I have ever seen. I was watching this alone in my apartment with the lights off, and I straight up looked behind me after the movie. It is phenomenal.
All right, well, I have a couple of things here. First of all, Mickey's killing it so far. Lighthouse is my favorite.
Oh, thanks, Tyler.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Tyler. Tyler's a big
Tyler.
Lighthouse stan.
And then, but he also said, "Be nice to Lighthouse, Brian, or I'm going to come for you."
Oh, good.
Let's see. Dennis says he hopes Toy Story 4 makes this list.
Oh, God.
Let's see.
That would make a very different list for me.
So we have Lighthouse versus Creep in this round. And I'm going to give this to Dennis. Dennis, you get to pick between these two movies.
Ooh.
So, Lighthouse or Creep? We'll let Dennis pick.
That's exciting.
Yeah, and then if he doesn't want to, I'll take it. And then based off of Tyler's recommendation, I'll say Lighthouse. But it's not me this time. It's in Dennis's hands. So
Okay, Dennis.
yeah.
I'll still love you either way.
Hey, everybody, thanks for watching. We really appreciate you being here. If you haven't already, share this out or make sure that you're subscribed to the channel so that you get updates. That way you can see all the shows that we have live streaming at the Comedy Spot. Dennis says that Creep wins. He expected Lighthouse to be good, but I was surprised by Creep. So there you go. Creep is the winner.
Thank you, Dennis.
We're going to add that to the board.
Has Dennis seen all these movies so far?
I think so.
Is he just on it? He's played all the games. He's seen all the movies.
Yeah, he does pretty good. Dennis gets around, man.
Yeah.
He's much more cultured than I am, that's for sure. All right, we're at number 7. Mike, you get to go first this round. What's your number 7 pick?
My number 7 is from director Anna Biller, and it's called The Love Witch. I am a big fan of old 60s and 70s Italian horror movies, and this is just shot for shot exactly like one of those movies, but it came out 7 years ago.
Wow.
I don't know what dark magic they did, but I swear to God, everything from the lighting to the film stuff, I don't know. It straight up looks and feels like a movie that was made 50 years ago.
Love Witch.
It's about it's about a witch doing witchy things,
Yeah.
but just what makes it so weird is the viewing experience for me. It doesn't feel contemporary at all.
Right.
And I just think that the artistic ability to just transport the viewer into this other time. I put that on my list instead of an actual 60s or 70s Italian horror movie. For that reason.
All right, so Love Witch for Mike at number 7. Dennis says it's so good.
Of course.
Yeah. And can I just go ahead and request that Dennis not judge this round?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Dennis, be quiet about what you think so I can make you vote on some of these I don't have any knowledge of. By the way, Megan is very upset that Sarah is not here. Everything is okay. Sarah has some family issues that she's taking care of, and she's just taking some time off. It's everything is okay. I have not replaced Sarah. Everyone is good.
Yeah, we also wish Sarah was here to enjoy this with us.
Yes.
But, Sarah's got to do her own thing tonight.
What's really funny is this is probably good because Sarah knows nothing about movies and would have seen none of these so far. But she would have judged it just based on your pitches. So yeah.
We were prepared for that.
And then Tyler, I'm going to have you definitely judge tonight. So we're going to go back to Mickey. Mickey, what's your number 7 pick?
I'll just go ahead and invite Tyler to judge this one. Number 7 for me is Swiss Army Man, which was directed by Daniels, which is actually 2 different Daniels, Daniel Scheinert and Daniel Kwan, and stars basically just Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe in a completely insane plot where Paul Dano is stranded on an island, and Daniel Radcliffe's dead body washes up ashore and somehow serves a million purposes to help Paul Dano win his freedom. It's got a lot of, very adolescent humor, but somehow it's heartwarming and sweet, and all comes together in a lovely way.
All right. Missy is up next to judge. If she says she's actually seen this one, so that's good. So, Missy, you get to judge. Is it going to be Love Witch or Swiss Army Man? Those are your two choices. We'll wait for Missy, and then we'll have Tyler judge the next round.
Swiss Army Man's a good movie.
Is it?
Yeah. It's the same directors as Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Haven't seen that yet.
It's very hot right now.
You're telling me it's good, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's in theaters right now, Brian. You can go see it after this.
Oh, shit.
Field trip.
Yeah. I have not seen Swiss Army Man. That's from Dennis.
Oh, what?
First one on the list.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he's seen Love Witch. That is
that's crazy.
it's notable.
Yeah, Dennis, I feel like he's knowledgeable in many, many subjects. So, Missy, this is yours. What are you going to vote on? Okay, so Swiss Army Man has to be her choice because that's the one that she's seen.
That's the one that she's seen.
Yeah, so I am
At least this has been equitable.
I'm recognizing the flaw in...
You just, yeah, it's like...
I'm going to pick weird good movies. The Lion King.
Well, the thing is like, okay, we have a certain audience demographic, all right? And, it's like there's a bell curve, right? And like Dennis is over here on this side of it, right? He's an outlier of this particular subject. But he could be, he's like right in the middle. He's right here. Whereas a lot of us are outliers today. But it could be just the opposite next episode.
To be clear, I'm not making the audience the butt of any joke.
No. But if it was like fart smells, I would be more apt to be able to judge those.
Right.
So that's why I'm leaning heavily on the audience tonight.
Yeah.
So.
And this relies on our ability to sell something you've never heard of.
That's true.
That's okay. You guys are doing a great job.
Yeah. Oh,
that's why it's tied.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we're at number 6. We go back to Mickey. Mickey, what's your number 6 pick?
My number 6 is a film called Vivarium, which was directed by Lorcan Finnegan, who has one of those names that could go either direction. Finnegan Lorcan seems like that's equally likely as a name. And it stars Jesse Eisenberg and Imogen Poots, and it is like it's like a Twilight Zone episode that just does not let up. It's basically about a couple of millennials who decide to go house hunting and end up in a vortex, a suburban vortex that they cannot escape from.
Okay.
And no matter what they do, they cannot get out of this subdivision. And it is insane. It's completely creepy and weird and bizarre and really good, though. It's really a fun watch.
Okay, so Vivarium at number 6 for Mickey. By the way, I have interviewed Jesse Eisenberg at one point.
Wow.
And that's my connection to this film right now. Mike, what is your number 6 pick?
My number 6 is directed by Richard Linklater. He's my favorite director. He has a lot of very normal movies, but I had to get him on there. And he's got like the perfect one in his filmography. It's A Scanner Darkly, based on the Philip K. Dick novel, also of Blade Runner fame. So A Scanner Darkly stars Keanu Reeves, Woody Harrelson, Robert Downey Jr., Winona Ryder, and it basically, like, Keanu Reeves is this undercover cop investigating this just like drug epidemic that has like a fifth of the population is like a drug addict.
Yeah.
And the government is just like really cracking down on it. And so there's like all this surveillance and like undercover stuff. So there's stuff about addiction. There's stuff about government surveillance, conspiracies. And then, also like the drug makes you hallucinate and sort of like lose your mind. So there's a lot of questions of like identity and all that in there.
Right.
And if you might have seen either like trailers or clips of it, this movie was like filmed normally, and then it was rotoscope. So frame by frame, they animated the entire thing after they filmed it. And that also makes, there you go, right there. Like the whole thing feels kind of like a lucid dream. Like, because there's no like static environments. Everything's sort of like swaying around because they animated each frame individually.
All right, so it's a Scanner Darkly at number 6 for Mike and Vivarium at number 6 for Mickey. By the way, Dennis has seen both of these, and so I'm going to make him judge once again. Just so that there's someone who has seen these that can speak to them. And we might
really different.
We might go in one, or somebody might win this show.
I'm already feeling like I'm winning.
Yeah,
just by being here.
I also feel like Mike is winning.
That's not what I meant.
That is a little improv moment there.
That's funny. Oh, Robert Downey Jr. Did you say that he was in it?
Yeah, I think I went to Woody Harrelson first, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, I think it was probably the first movie I saw with him in it, because this was 2 years before Iron Man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Dennis is weighing in. It was a shocker. Have you seen it? Have you seen Vivarium?
I will soon.
Okay.
So, Dennis, you have to pick one of those two, a Scanner Darkly or Vivarium. Sorry, Mike. I did like Scanner Darkly. Wait, what does that mean?
I think that means he did vote for Vivarium.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. Okay.
I haven't seen The Scanner Darkly either, and I've been wanting to see that. And Creep, too. Both of those were on my list of things to see for this, but I didn't make it under the time pressure.
Got it. Well, Dennis said Vivarium. Got it. Oh, wait. There it is. It's on there. Okay. And then so, let's see. You get a point. Mickey, boom. 3-2. We're halfway through. Nicely done.
And now I feel bad about what I said about Mike winning.
No.
Game's not over. I mean, feeling like I'm winning has nothing to do with the score in this case. I'm just having a good time here.
Me too.
I just hope both teams have fun.
Both teams have fun. All right, we're at number 5. So, Mike, what's your number 5 pick?
Well, we've already heard about it today. It's The Lighthouse.
Oh,
Robert Eggers.
Oh, shoot.
Shot at redemption here. I love that movie. Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson just both go absolutely unhinged. The scene that I will never forget is it's a weird movie. There's a scene where Robert Pattinson leads Willem Dafoe's character around like the yard of the lighthouse like a dog, and then throws him in a grave to bury him. And he's giving this like pained, tortured monologue as dirt is being thrown onto him. And it's all one take.
Uh-huh.
And it's like dirt is getting in his mouth and his eyes. And I'm just like, the level of commitment to this character is something I have very rarely seen.
Yeah.
All right, so Lighthouse for you at number 5. We've already talked about it. And then at number 5 for Mickey, what are you going to put?
My number 5 is a movie from 1990 called Jacob's Ladder. It was directed by Adrian Lyne and written by and Adrian Lyne did Fatal Attraction, and then it was written by the same screenwriter that did Ghost. Mm-hmm. And it is not like either of those things. It's just a very intense war drama, but clearly something is happening. Tim Robbins is the lead character, and clearly something is happening to his mind over the course of this of his deployment, and the audience is not sure if he's completely losing it, or if there's just something really dark happening to the world around him. And the ending is phenomenal. I, again, don't want to spoil anything, even though it's a very old movie. But the visuals in this are just very deeply disturbing. And It is a very weird and a freaky movie, but it's fantastic.
All right, so Jacob's Ladder at number 5 for Mickey against Lighthouse, which we've already talked about. Let me see. Wayne has seen 75% of all these movies tonight. So guess what, Wayne? You're voting. You have to vote between Lighthouse and Jacob's Ladder. Lighthouse, and I'm really hoping that you've seen one of these. But if not, you just have to do what I do, which is go off the pitches. By the way, Jennifer said, don't forget your switches. I rhymed.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even mean to. All right. So, like I said, Wayne's going to vote for this round. And then, Tyler, no matter what, I'm going to have you vote next. Let's see. Oh, and then Lorraine, she said she saw this when it came out. I don't remember it, though.
I haven't seen that one, but I've heard it's good. It was actually on like. Oh, okay.
Wayne says Jacob's Ladder is way better.
Just rub it in, Wayne.
I think you should use your switch. I think Lighthouse deserves to be on this list.
Well, first of all, I'm not supposed to use switches on audience
you can.
picks.
It's okay.
Well, but you're gonna get a point ahead of me anyway, because you would get a point if Lighthouse was on there.
No, because Lighthouse never made the list.
If I switch though.
Yeah,
it's at your position.
It's just it's at your position, and it wasn't on the list prior to.
That's right.
So you'd pick up a point on that.
And you really want it to be on the list.
I really do. I feel like if this list would miss something if it was not on there.
Okay, Wayne, I love you. But yeah, I'll switch.
Oh!
I endorse that move.
I mean, Tyler's gonna come down here if we don't have the Lighthouse on this.
He may be here already.
Yeah, I heard the door open.
Yeah.
All right, so you pick up a point, Mike. You got 3 points to. It's a tie to Mickey's 3 points. Yeah, okay, that's 6. All right, I just had to make sure. So Jacob's Ladder, even though it was picked by the audience, Mike switched it out.
Well, can you put it that way?
Tyler said redemption.
Yes,
so there we go.
Tyler.
Mignon said the strategy is 100%. I think she's saying, like, you guys are just giving up your picks to the other person.
Or yes. It's out of artistic integrity. It's like the right movies need to be on this list.
Okay.
For sure. Much more important than which of us gets the most at the end.
Number 4. We're at number 4. Mickey, you're up. What is your number 4 pick?
My number 4 pick is a 2009 film, Yorgos Lanthimos. It is Dogtooth. And it is completely nuts. It's about a family that has 2 adult daughters that they have kept sequestered in their yard, in their house for their entire lives. They have literally no knowledge of the outside world whatsoever. And their dad has told them that they will get to leave their house and get to see the outside world when they lose their dog tooth, but they don't have a dog tooth. So anyway, again, I struggled with this one because this was this movie has like incest. It's got a lot of challenging themes.
What is this called?
It's called Dogtooth.
Dogtooth.
And there's like the one of the more memorable scenes for me is they're the 2 sisters, and they're very close and get closer in weird ways. But at one point, one of them is like telling the other that when she gets out, that she wants to be called Bruce. And this is all subtitled, by the way. And her sister's like, what is Bruce? And she's like, it's a name. And so there's like this whole like resulting like, I don't know, 2 or 3 minute scene where she makes her sister call her Bruce, and she just practices all kinds of different reactions. Like she's getting used to her new name. So her sister's like, Bruce. And she's like, and then she'll go stand over in another place, and then she'll, anyway, it's just, there you go. It is something else. And I feel like Yorgos Lanthimos somehow has become more restrained in his films as he went along. So that's saying something.
All right, so this is Dogtooth, number 4 for Mickey. Mike, what's your number 4 pick?
Dogtooth's a good movie.
Okay.
Josh Kincaid recommended that one to me years ago, and he was like, "Oh, and you're a linguistics major. Like, there's like a language element to it." And I was like, "Oh, really?" And then I watched it, and I'm like, "Josh, what?" Okay.
By the way, Tyler was like, really good high-res pick there. Yeah, I know. It seemed bigger at the time.
Yeah.
That's always the case. Mike, what's your number 4
okay,
pick?
my number 4. Oh gosh, this name. I'm not gonna. I think this is Polish. Andrzej Zulawski.
Yep.
It's so
Like,
weird.
if I make it super white, Andrzej Zulawski.
Okay.
Maybe.
How do you spell this?
Well, that's the director.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. You'll be able to know the name of the movie for sure. Possession. That's the name of the movie.
Got it.
Take everything I said about the unhinged performance from the Lighthouse and multiply that by like 100,
Right.
and then multiply that by 10, and then like spin around 10 times, and then like jump up and down, and like stick your head in a freezer, and then maybe you'll be ready to watch Possession.
Oh my lord!
Wow. Oh, that is a strong pitch.
It stars beloved New Zealand actor from Jurassic Park fame, Sam Neill.
Oh, I love Sam Neill.
And the movie actually starts out like it stars
Marriage Story.
beloved.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts out like Marriage Story. Like, have you ever seen that? This couple, or husband and wife with a young kid,
Yeah.
going through a rough patch, kind of like getting estranged. But then it just goes into like eldritch Lovecraftian horror, like real freaking quick. And there's just all this crazy stuff going on. And as he's like trying to figure out like what's making his wife's behavior so strange, and he's finding like, oh, there's this scorned lover, but then there's also this like tentacle beast. And it's just like, what the hell is this movie? And like, I think the most like infamous scene from it is you see this flashback where the wife is just having this like breakdown in like a tunnel. And like, I don't know what direction she was given as far as like stage direction, but she just like freaks out and like screams and like writhes around, and it's very weird, but it's good.
And this would be like a thriller or drama or.
It would be like a cosmic horror, like a
Okay.
Lovecraftian horror. But it starts out like a relationship drama.
Yeah.
And then it just goes like, okay, get ready for this.
Sorry. By the way, while you were talking, I had a spammer come in and was trying to get us to go and click on, I don't know, 18 plus dating website. And then it had all these emojis that had to do with like squirting and everything. So I had to hide them from the feed, but they made it in a couple times. There they go.
Oh,
That's
man.
that's okay.
This is the one that had all.
You know what? I think they heard Mickey talking about Dogtooth.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're like, we can
Yeah.
get in on here.
Yeah, that's what it was. That movie,
It goes, waiting on you, squirt, squirt, love, squirt. Weird face, kissy, thumbs up your butt. All right. Okay. Dennis says good picks, by the way. Both wild. Guess what? Dennis gets to pick the winner.
Oh, good.
Dennis, your choices are Dogtooth or Obsession. Obsession?
Possession.
Possession. My bad. Like I said, I was dealing with jerks. So, Possession. By the way, there's also, let's see. Hold on a second. Possession. Oh.
I haven't seen that one. I'm going to have to put that on my list.
Yeah. So it's just. So would you say this is one of the weirdest of your picks, maybe so far, or
No. Oh, it's
All
so
right.
far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's more to come. Possession wins.
Nice.
That's what Dennis says. So.
Middle forking.
Yeah, you pick up a point. So, and then we're going to put Possession on the board at number 4. Oh my Goodness gracious. All right, and then we're at number 3, which means we're back to odd numbers. So, Mike, you actually get to pick this round, or get to pitch first this round. What's your number 3 pick?
I get to pick?
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, number 3. This is from usually musician, but one-time director, Boots Riley. The movie's called Sorry to Bother You. This came out in, I want to say, 2019? 18, I don't know. The trailer for the movie was the one where it's Lakeith Stanfield, a young African American man going to get a job as a telemarketer, and he's not getting success until his coworker, played by Danny Glover, tells him to use his white voice on the phone so that the white people on the phone will listen to him.
Oh man!
And then he gets success through that. Now that's what the trailer did.
Yeah.
That's like the first 30 minutes of the movie, maybe. It gets so goddamn crazy. This was like the year after Get Out came out. So it does have that element of sort of the sort of not very well intentioned admiration of blackness and black culture.
Right.
But then Sorry to Bother You also goes into just this scathing critique of capitalism and exploitation of labor and the media cycle just reinforcing whatever's being bought and paid for from at the top, and people turn into horses.
Okay, all right.
I just thought I'd throw that in there just to remind you that it's weird.
Yeah.
Sorry to Bother You is Mike's pick at number 3. We're running short on time. We're starting to come up against the hour.
Okay.
So, Mickey, what is your number 3 pick?
My number 3 pick is my lone representation of a Charlie Kaufman screenplay, and I went with Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which was from 2004, starred Jim Carrey, and basically was the plot is about him wanting to erase a painful relationship from his memory, and that is a service available in the future by a company called Lacuna, which is Italian for a gap. So he basically has a memory gap intentionally installed, and then this movie is beautifully directed and beautifully told, and it's has a lot of dreamlike qualities to it, and it's lovely. It has a very uplifting ultimate message that our connectedness to each other supersedes things, other things.
Well, I have seen this, so you win. So you pick up a point for this. You are now at number 4, which means you guys are back to being tied. I'm updating the board at number 3. I was also taking care of somebody else that was making porn posts on, but I got much faster at it this time. It's too long. So Eternal Sunshine.
Mind.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We're at number 2. So Mike, Mickey, what's your number 2 pick?
My number 2 pick is Pan's Labyrinth, directed by Guillermo del Toro. This movie came out in 2006, and it is just one of my favorite movies of all time. It is set during the Spanish Civil War and features a fairy tale overlaid onto a really chaotic, nightmarish, violent wartime disaster in Spain, and features a little girl named Ophelia who discovers that she is the reincarnation of this fairy tale princess who has been banished from the netherworld. And Ophelia is drawn into basically a labyrinth where she has to solve a bunch of problems, and it's just absolutely visually stunning. It has some of the weirdest monsters that Guillermo del Toro has ever done, and that is saying something. It's very weird and beautiful and violent and great.
Okay, very good. Mike, what's your pick for number 2?
Number 2, our good buddy Yorgos, Dogtooth.
Dogtooth.
Because I thought it was just a little weirder than Mickey did, apparently. This movie's so weird. I made the mistake of recommending it to somebody that was not ready for it. And they were like, I think their exact phrase was like, what the fuck did you make me watch? Can I swear on the show?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you just did, dude.
Really good movie. Very disturbing. Extremely disturbing.
Yes.
We've already talked about it. I know we're running low on
What,
time.
Mickey, what was your number 2? I didn't even write it down. Now I can't.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I just didn't write it down, and my mind went totally out the door. I'm going to have Tyler vote on this one. So Tyler, Dogtooth or Pan's Labyrinth? Pan's Labyrinth. There we go. Missy says this is a great movie, by the way.
Yeah.
The naked person came back and posted something about wet girls, and then
nice.
Megan said, finally one I have seen. I don't know if she was talking about this or...
she was for sure talking about Dogtooth.
Oh, Dogtooth. I got it. Okay.
I've never seen Pan's Labyrinth.
You have? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like that is the GDT movie, but I've only seen Shape of Water and Nightmare Alley.
Wow. Okay.
Well, Mickey just got another point. Pan's Labyrinth comes up the winner from Tyler at number 2, and there's nothing Mike can do about it because he's out of switches. So we're going to add that to the list.
Yes, Tyler, they might have been better, but were they weirder?
I don't know. I mean, the smooth brain pitch for Shape of Water can be pretty weird.
Yeah.
Let's see. Number 1, we go to Mike first. What's your number 1 pick, Mike?
Okay, my number 1 from director, it's French, I'm not really sure how to say it, Julia Ducournau. It's Titane. This is just from not even a year ago. This is, normally I wouldn't really pitch the movie like this, but we're talking weird but good, so I have to explain why it's weird. The major inciting incident of this movie is that a woman has sex with a car.
And what is this called?
Titane, which is French for titanium.
Oh, got it. Okay.
When she was young, this character was in a car accident. They had to put a metal plate in her head, and then she became sort of like fixated with cars and like, machinery. But she's also a serial killer. There's a lot going on in this movie. So she, like, by day, she dances at this, like, club where it's, like, women dancing on cars and stuff. But then, unrelated to that, she has killed many people. And, like, you kind of find that out a little bit later. You're like, oh, and you're also a serial killer? Okay. And then one of her victims, she doesn't realize it's, like, a house full of roommates. So she manages to kill all the other ones but one. So then she's like, well, now I got to go on the lam. Oh, also, somewhere during that, she realized that she's pregnant. But there's, like, motor oil coming out of her. It's a weird movie.
What? And how is this spelled?
Titane.
Titane. Okay.
So then she has to, like, flee because she's like, oh, no, now I'm going to be wanted. So she ends up at a train station. And there's all these posters of, like, missing kids. Yeah. And they have, like, this kid's been gone for 10 years. This is what he might look like now. And she looks at this picture of this boy, this, like, composite image, and, like, yeah, I can make that look like me. So she goes into the bathroom, shaves her head, and smashes her nose against the sink to break it. And then she pretends to be this guy's child, this long-lost child. This guy happens to be a firefighter, so he picks her up, immediately decides, yep, that's my son, because he's dealing with a lot of grief. And then she ends up having to, like, pretend that she's this little boy, or not little boy, like this grown-up version of this little boy, at this fire station, where all of, like, the young firefighters are like, what is going on? And the fire chief is like, that's my son, shut up! And the movie kind of grinds...
Mike, there's so many layers to this.
Okay.
We have to stop at 7 o'clock. Go ahead. Go say your last thing.
Okay, the movie is very, very good. It becomes very sweet. It becomes an exploration of like grief and like gender identity and like found families. And like it started out so violent and horrific, and then it turns out like really nice in the end.
Okay.
It's so good.
Titan.
Titan.
Titan. Right, exactly.
And that's it. That's
all you get.
Number one pick. This goes back to you, Mickey.
My number one pick is Donnie Darko from 2001. But I have to say, I don't even mean the 2001 version. I mean the 2004 director's cut. Do not waste your time watching the original. It's garbage. It's not really garbage. It's just impossible to understand what's happening. And the 2004 version adds about 20 minutes of footage that helps the viewer understand what is going on in this plot. It's basically Jake Gyllenhaal is confronted by a half rabbit, half man named Frank, who pulls him out of his house in the middle of the night. And when he comes back, there's a jet engine in his bedroom where he would have been sleeping. And this incident with the jet engine, which, by the way, does not belong to a plane. There is no plane accident. There's just simply a jet engine in his bedroom. Has caused a rip in time and space between two parallel universes, and Jake Gyllenhaal becomes endowed with a bunch of mystical properties and has to solve a bunch of stuff in 28 days, or the world as we know it will end. And it is it's got a dance group named Sparkle Motion, which just makes the movie worth watching by itself, and it's fantastic.
All right. Missy says Donnie Darko was a great movie too.
It's a good movie.
Okay, Mickey's on my favorite. Now Mickey's on my favorite tonight. Okay, good.
But is it really weird?
It's very weird.
Oh, I know it's very weird, but is it really weird?
Yeah,
I think I definitely erred on the side of goodness versus.
I
did as well.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that both of your lists were equally as weird, which means I'm going to have Mike win the number one pick and the point, which means it's a tie.
Hey!
It's a tie.
Yeah, that's correct.
You both won.
Yay.
Yeah, for the win. It's a car.
Here, let's do that again. There we go.
But is it fucking a car weird?
Sparkle Motions.
I was not prepared for how like emotional that movie was going to get.
Sparkle Motions is also the new improv group I'm forming.
Yeah, it should be.
You two are fantastic. I wish I could connect more with you on these lists, but I thought they were very good. You pulled me in and were able to pitch these in a way that I want to see them, but I also don't want to see them because I know that I'm going to watch half of them and be mad that I watched them. So I'm a missionary position movie watcher, guys. So I appreciate you being here. I'm going to send Dennis over to your houses and you guys can watch movies.
Hell yeah.
Oh, and Tyler. There's a bunch of people who are on board. Yeah. So thank you, Mike and Mickey, for being part of the show. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We will be back in 2 weeks. We're going to start our every other week now. Go and find your dog tooth, everybody. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.